All right, looks like we're set. So hello again, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. My name is John Madison. I'm the Vice President of Marketing here at FFR Trading, and we are thrilled to have you join us today as we dive deep into the world of commodities trading with a focus on the legendary Turtles Commodities program. Before we get started, I'd just like to take a moment to introduce you to who we are here at FFR Trading. First, we're going to talk about who we are and what we do. We'll get into the history of the Turtles. We'll talk about FFR Trading's involvement with the Turtles because there's a great history there. We'll talk about the trading program. The program manager will introduce you to Jeff Davis, and we'll take a look at some actual account statements from some of our clients that are in the program and a summary of the course details and the trade alerts and all that good stuff. Of course, the risk disclosure. Again, we are in a highly regulated industry, so everything that we communicate to you, right, has to be accurate, has to be truthful. All right, why does FFR Trading exist? FFR Trading, our mission is to connect traders and investors with some of the best trading strategies available. So we focus on providing access to proven trading systems backed by experienced traders and market experts so that you can take control of your financial future with confidence. We do have what we call our 8-step certification process, right? That's where we get the traders' actual brokerage statements, right? They have to have been trading for more than 15 years, so you're getting proven expert traders with proven strategies through FFR here. Here's some of the team here. All right, you already know this good-looking guy here. I'll introduce you to Michael McGinnis. Again, he's the president and CEO of FFR Trading. We'll hear from Michael later in the presentation. All right, and some of the team members that you might interact with if you become one of the 14 selected for the Turtles Trading Challenge for 2024 here. All right, some of the extended team. All right, let's talk about the history of the Turtle Traders. It's one of the greatest stories in trading lore, if you will. The Turtle Traders really began as an experiment in the early 80s, led by now legendary trader Richard Dennis and his partner William Eckhart. They wanted to prove that anyone, right, with the right training and discipline could be turned into a successful trader. If you see if you ever watched the movie Trading Places with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd, that movie was loosely based on the Turtle story. And so they recruited a group of individuals, many of whom had little to no prior trading experience, and taught them a systematic trend-following approach to trading, which is the Turtle strategy. Well, one of the original Turtle traders was Russell Sands. And Russell later became a key figure in the world of trading. Russell took the lessons that he learned from the Turtles and built upon them to create his own successful trading strategies. He founded our Turtles Commodities program here at FFR Trading, which levels the principles of the original Turtle trading system, but with some modern enhancements that suit today's market environment. So let's take a look at some of the the people that went into all the hours and man hours that went into creating what we have today that morphed from the original Turtle strategy. So obviously Russell Sands, he was one of the original 14 Turtles, and he went on later to become, as said, the most successful of all the Turtles. And again, he developed this Turtle trading system. He adapted it to work with the current market environments, and that is what he brought to FFR Trading here. Steve Charpentier partnered with Russell for 20 years. He helped refine the system. Jeff Davis and Dwayne Davis, we'll hear from Jeff in a bit. Long history of programming and system coding. The two work closely together with Russell over the years, refining the rules, the money management strategy, and all that good stuff. Let's take a look at some of the academics of the program. So the Turtles trading strategy involves buying and selling across a diverse range of over 40 commodity markets, including energies, metals, agriculture, livestock, index futures like the Dow, the S&P, NASDAQ, interest rate futures, and currency futures. The system capitalizes on market fluctuations and volatility, right, identifying trends, whether in bull or bear markets, so it goes both ways, to maximize gains. It uses a robust set of indicators. There's about 15 for market entry and 21 for exit strategies, analyzing moving averages and other technical signals like 21-day bar charts and channel breakouts to determine market positions and risk levels. The positions are typically held for 2 to 4 weeks, right? Maybe longer if a significant trend is identified. So recently they had a trade in cocoa. I think that lasted maybe a month and a half, and I think they took about $50,000 in profit on cocoa recently. The system is entirely mechanical and rule-based, right? So strict entry, exit, and money management rules, including critical stops and trailing stops based on the turtle trading methodology and what they call the 2N rule. The strategy offers various portfolio sizes from where you're just trading 4 commodities to over 40 different markets, all tailored to account size, designed based on extensive market research that emphasizes diversification and correlated market trends. These portfolio suggestions help traders navigate the complexities of market risk and margin requirements effectively, which is very important when trading commodities. All right, so let's take a look at all the stuff that comes with the service. There's a welcome email, so once you become one of the 14 Turtles for 2024, you'll receive a welcome email, all right, from the Turtles with all the breakdown, everything that you should be expecting moving forward. Of course, you get the direct alerts to your email. All right, those alerts are sent out at 5 p.m., so you'll get the alerts in the evening for the next trading day. So you have time to set up your trades in the evening for the market open for the following day. You'll get all the education on the methodology, describing the entry rules, the exit rules, right, how the Turtles trade futures and commodities. We'll talk about the manual and video in just a second here. You also have access to third-party registered brokers. This is for those individuals who don't have time to execute the trades for themselves. They can have a broker-assisted trading set up there. And of course, you have access to us here at FFR Trading and our team. So some of the key features of the educational material. So if you do become one of the 14 new students for 2024, there's the video series. Okay, this is hours of video. It's actually Russell Sands presenting you the turtle trading strategy, okay, as he tweaked it. I believe this is a seminar he did when he was in Australia. You'll also get about a 400-page manual in detail, obviously describing the rules and the methodology, right? And those are, if you want to learn the strategy for yourself, right, you want to be able to go through and digest that material. And of course, the Turtles team will be there to answer any questions that you have. And we'll talk to Jeff in a moment about that. And of course, the exact alerts, right? Exactly what to buy, when to buy, what price to buy, where your stop should be, and then as the trade progresses, how to manage your stops. The basket sizes that we talked about. So this is, like I said, a lot of research went into this, testing and study. Each portfolio that is broken down, they're broken down the way they are due to several factors: diversification, markets that trend well together, related risk, and margin. So if you have, let's say, 15 to 25,000, they'll suggest 4 markets, right? Corn, 5-year notes, natural gas, and sugar, right? And you can see the different portfolio sizes here. Obviously, with more capital, you can trade more markets. All the way up, if you go through, here's 100 to 150,000. There's 21 markets you're trading. And then all the way up to when we get over 300,000, right? So 300,000 plus account sizes. Excuse me. There's 39 to 50 markets that you're trading, right? So pretty much all the markets, and you can add There's live cattle, Mexican peso, palladium, and rough rice. And it says the additional markets would be determined by the Turtles trading team. So it's dynamic, right? As market conditions change, all right, things change, margin changes and so forth. The Turtles keep track of all that stuff for you. All right, so to kind of get a bird's eye view of all this, we're fortunate today to have with us Jeff Davis. Jeff is the program manager, one of the brilliant minds behind the programming of the Turtles Commodities strategy. Jeff has worked closely with our team to refine and optimize this program, ensuring that it remains a powerful tool for traders looking to capitalize on commodities markets. So Jeff, I'll go ahead and bring you in here, and thank you so much for joining us today.
All right, John, can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear, perfect. I've got a few questions for you, Jeff. I think the audience will find really insightful because you have a unique perspective on this. First, just can you introduce yourself to us and just briefly describe your role in the Turtles Commodities program?
All right. Well, my name is Jeff Davis, and I'm the program manager for the Turtles Commodities program.
And can you tell us just a little about your background with Russell Sands and how that tied in?
Well, let's see here. I got to think about that. It was in my early 20s when I first met Russell, so that it's about 35 years ago. And at the time, my father was a pioneer in computer programming back in those days when it all started with DOS. There were DOS programs. And he worked a lot with the big names like Russell, Larry Williams, and others, Tom DeMark, Lee Geddes, George Angel, and, a handful of others that really aren't with us today. But anyways, my father and I were at a trader seminar back in the day to provide technical support for the speakers. And that's the first time I met Russ. And from that point on, I've been a part of his team on the coding and trade management side of things.
And how does the alert system for the Turtles Commodities program work?
It's mechanical, and it's based on algorithms that determine the qualifying conditions.
Can you maybe explain the process of how the trade alerts are generated and sent to the members?
Yeah, sure. The program is run every day after the market closes. And this generates our report on managing the current positions, as well as the qualifying conditions for the buy and sell watch list.
And what kind of technology or infrastructure do you use to ensure, the reliability and accuracy of these trade alerts?
We use a platform called TradeStation. We were around in the early days when the two brothers developed that company, and we kind of went along with them on learning how to use their easy language code, which it's not so easy, but that's what they call it. But we use that to run our daily strategies, and this information is exported to an easy-to-read PDF report that we email to the members. And as for the accuracy of the trade alerts, well, the system has been in production for decades. So it's gone through extensive testing, and it continues to perform very well, exceptional.
And how do you ensure that the alerts are sent out promptly and without delays?
Well, every day we're in the routine, and after the market closes, we generate the report, and it's typically sent between 5:15 and 5:30 Eastern. At the very latest would be 6 o'clock Eastern every day.
All right, excellent. So that means they're getting the alerts the night before they actually have to have the trades in for the next day. So they have time. So they've got time to actually place those trades, and it's not something where it's like intraday trading where they got to be really focused as soon as the market opens, and so they've got time, which is a good thing. So what kind of data do you use to generate the trade alerts? Are there specific indicators or algorithms that are particularly important?
Well, the data, it's end of day, daily bars, and with the indicators, I would say that daily true range is a good starting point. It measures the size and strength of a specific trend, and it helps to calculate the risk, the pain threshold, and the open position stop losses. I'd say another good beginning reference would be a 21-day bar chart. This will help you to determine the average true range.
Right, and how do you handle the data, to ensure that the trade signals are based on the most current market information?
Well, we receive the data in real time from the exchanges, and this ensures that the alerts are generated from current data.
And what are some of the biggest challenges that you face, in your role, and how do you overcome them?
I would say one challenge, if you would call it, is rolling an open position, a trade that's currently open, from one commodity contract that's about to expire to a new one. And this is an adjustment between the two contracts. And, it's just a small calculation. It's something that we keep an eye on and gets into the report. And then the other one would be the price differences and how some other commodities trade. It's called minimum moves, and most trade in quarters and halves, but some trade in 30 seconds and 64s. And I would say neither of these are real challenges, are routines and processes make this an easy task.
And how do you ensure that the alerts are user-friendly, and not so technical, easy to understand for all the members?
Well, the report that's sent out each day, it's very basic, and we have it split up into sections, and it's color-coded, and it's very user-friendly. We've had no issues or complaints from members in understanding the alerts.
All right, great. And are there any improvements or updates that you're planning to enhance the user experience with the trade alerts?
No, not currently, but of course we're always open to ideas, improvements based on user experiences and their input.
And, so I know sometimes members from time to time may provide feedback. How do you incorporate feedback from members into the system to maybe improve its performance or reliability?
Well, as I mentioned just previously, we're open to improvements based on user experiences and their input, but we also need to consider that the system has stood the test of time, and while some new members may occasionally request a change, others, long-standing customers, may object, and that's the beauty of discussions, right?
Yeah, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't break it, right?
That's right. That's right.
How do you see the role of technology, with AI and all this stuff evolving in the trading strategies employed by the Turtles Commodities program?
Well, the turtle trading strategies, they're based off of what I call herd mentality, and that means, how do most traders react to market conditions? And what I've seen and witnessed over the past few decades is that as technology expands throughout the world, our percentages in market forecasting increases.
And what advice might you give to members on, how to make the most of the trade alerts and the technology behind them?
I think the first step for every member is to take the time to educate yourself by watching our educational videos and reading the manual. This will answer a lot of questions and provide insight into the turtle trading methodology. And Of course, during that process, if you have any questions, reach out to us and we'll be happy to answer any questions.
Well, that's fantastic. And I know the educational material is extensive. I know there's hours and hours of video of Russell teaching the strategy and the book that comes with it, the manual is about 400 pages, I think. So it's pretty extensive if you want to learn the strategy, the ins and outs, all the risk management, everything. It's there for members, which is great. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with the members about the technical side of the Turtles Commodity Program?
I would say, if I can, give a recommendation, the single most important lesson is to not lose focus on the big profits. Be patient, because long-term trends will occur and have tremendous success. And for example, we had a recent cocoa trade that lasted just over 2 months, and it ended up netting over $50,000. And that's a long time to be in a trade, over 2 months. So some people they get impatient, they see the money, and they get out early. And the ones that they stuck it out to the end, and they ended up making 10 times the amount of money as some of the others that jumped out early on.
And I know that's true. I know a client that I communicated with, I think, closed his position out early with a $5,000 profit, which he thought was great. But like you said, he gave up another, $45,000 if he had been patient and just let the trade play out. So that's the turtle strategy is, it was one of the, I think, original cut your loss, let the winner run type of strategies out there, the trend following strategy. So, well, thank you, Jeff, for sharing your insights. I'm sure everyone here appreciates the depth of knowledge that you bring to the table. Well, next, I'd like to talk about something that really underscores the value of the Turtles Commodities Program, and that's our client success story. So over the years, we've had numerous clients who've seen remarkable results following this program. So what I think I'll do here at this point is I will bring in Michael McGinnis, who's the CEO and President and CEO of FFR Trading. So Michael, if you'll join us, and maybe even if you can put your video on so the folks can see you here.
All right, I think I'm on. Can you hear me all right?
Yep, I can hear loud and clear. So Michael, maybe just tell us kind of the backstory from your perspective as to how you got involved with Russell Sands and the Turtles.
Yeah, I also just want to say I appreciate Jeff jumping on, because I know he's busy, and I appreciate him jumping on today and being a part of this, because it does give everybody, especially the audience, an insight on the backside of what happens with a system. There's a lot of insight, in-depth hours, countless hours, monitoring, managing the code and the system, and a lot of that side of it goes unappreciated, but him and his team do an incredible job about keeping the integrity of the actual system itself. But yeah, so my background with the Turtles, John, and you may not even know this. I know you and I have been working together for quite some time, but I first got into this industry in the early 2000s, and Turtles was one of, and Russell Sands was one of the first individuals and programs that I actually was introduced to. And I knew the history, and I knew the story of being a trader and being in this industry and an investor myself. But yeah, it's been fantastic. And when I met with Russell and his team back then, we decided to partner together. And my business is, we've been around since 2006, and so we've been around for quite some time. But Turtles is one of the first, and Russell was one of the first traders that we started to work with right out of the gate as we launched our business model here with FFR. So I knew Russell's background. I knew the history of the system. I've been following the system for quite some time. And I know you went over this earlier in the webinar, but just to give the audience an idea, the original Turtles method that Richard Dennis created is a very basic trend following system. It's got some big wins, and it's also got some big losses that it can incur. And it's just being about the patience that you have to trade through those bad times to see the good times. When Russell launched his career in the trading world, after he successfully became, one of the Turtles, he went off and started touring the world, doing seminars globally, a lot here within the U.S., but all over the world. And some of his classes ranged from very intimate boutique classes in Florida where we had maybe 50 people to well over 300 to thousands of people in some of the seminar settings. And he was teaching that methodology. And during that time period with Jeff and the team and Steve and everybody that was involved with the Turtles, they've taken the original method and they've added a lot more risk management indicators and tools to be able to help preserve. It's more or less now preserving the capital. Yes, you're still going to see losses. There's no system out there that is going to pick the tops and the bottoms consistently. No system is going to see 100% winners. But with Turtles, honestly, it's been, from my experience and over the years, it's been incredible. It's been very, very successful. I've seen a lot of our clients see some huge, and we're going to go over some testimonials here, and we're going to show you some success cases of individuals and new Turtles that have joined us, several years ago, and that have stuck with it and renewed their licensing, and they've been incredibly just excited and happy, and it's changed their lives. But also there's time periods that Jeff had pointed out earlier where some people get a little impatient, and when you're trading, you have to have a solid plan in place, you have to have a solid strategy in place, and you have to have discipline. And that's where Turtles perseveres, because it's a mechanical system. It's 100% rule-based. There's no emotion involved. The Turtles team does manage and monitor certain situations and events, and if they need to make some adjustments, they'll trade through the data. They trade through the bad times so they can make adjustments for the system to make it more appropriate for the current market climate. So they've made adjustments in the past where some of the smaller, like, John, if you could, real quick, can you back up a bit to the portfolios and go back to the beginning portfolio sizes so we can show the audience a bit as far as the portfolios go? And yeah, okay, so originally, before the pandemic, that's perfect right there. Before the pandemic hit, the basket sizes started as low as 10,000. And we actually, back then, Turtles had lumber involved, and there was 6 markets that you could actually trade pre-pandemic. Once the pandemic hit, that kind of changed, and everybody understands this because we all endured it and went through it, but that kind of changed the market climate moving forward. And a lot of things, there was a lot more risk involved on that side of it. So the Turtles went back and re-engineered their portfolio baskets to reduce the risk, and what they did was they moved the 6 market basket, they changed it to a 4 market basket, and they actually increased the amount of capital that somebody would need to comfortably trade those 4 markets based on the margin requirements and the risk, so forth and so on. And what they did was they added in the natural gas, the mini contract, in that portfolio basket. Now, there's going to be changes, and that's happened a couple of times. It also changed more recently as well, where they've moved a couple of the basket sizes around, and that's more or less to protect the members, the Turtle members that are involved on that side of it. Even prior to this, we ran into situations where the turtles, say 2000, I'm going to go back to 2008, and some of you that have traded in 2008 understand the situation and the collapse that happened towards the end of that year. But going into 2008 at the beginning and all the way up through June, July, August, the turtles were kind of in this situation where the markets were oscillating. They were kind of sideways. There wasn't really a clear trend that had happened. And right around the time when we had that collapse, turtles indicators had picked up the market climate, so to speak. Could be just, I don't want to say it, but if you're talking with Russell or somebody like that on the team, it'd say, well, it was just luck. But really, I'd say it goes back to the time-tested strategy itself, where it went short, primarily a majority of their markets. And during that time period, we were trading it, and we had some turtles clients at that time trading the system. Those clients saw upwards to 300% returns in that short period of time when we had that market collapse, and really saved a lot of people's stock portfolios. And having this non-correlated strategy on the commodity side, it really helped them improve and save a lot of their stock portfolios and retirement portfolios that they had in place. So the turtles really thrives in market climates like that, where it's truly a trend-following system, and it picks up on those trends. And a lot of people out there, they kind of denounce trends, but I mean, there's trends every single day. We run through various different market climates every single year, and the turtles really thrive on sometimes some short movements, but more or less big breakouts and long movements. We ran through a similar situation in 2014, and we had clients 6 months out of the year. We were in this downward drawdown period where we saw some false breakouts. The turtles got stopped out with some losses. We were down about 30-40%, and we had some clients give up, and we kept telling them, hey, listen, follow the system, stick with it. The turtles team was telling them the same thing. You got to be patient. And those individuals that stuck through it and traded through those bad times, it had a massive recovery going into June and July, and we started picking up on trends. And at that point, at the end of the year, the clients that stuck through it, they made back up all of their losses, the drawdown that we incurred, and then we ended up at the year with 140% return, and it was incredible. So, and then same thing, once again, I'll bring us a little bit forward to the pandemic, which was extremely devastating globally. We ended up, the turtles caught in a lot of the trends on the downside. We were long treasury notes and short most of the commodities. I think lumber during the pandemic, I believe, I don't have the exact number, but I think we saw over $100 grand just in lumber profits just during that period of time. In fact, we have a lot of customers, which we're going to go over here shortly, that had sent us some testimonials and some success stories, sorry about that, but also sent us their account statements in each month to document their success. And so we have a documented record of all of those trades during that period of time, lumber, crude oil, and what happened since the pandemic. And it's just been fantastic. So, and that's the kind of the history of the turtles and where we've been involved with FFR is, we're here. I mean, Turtles is not a mass marketed program. We don't go out and mass market it globally to bring in thousands of individuals. We don't. We're very, I think the Turtles team and us as FFR are very select on who we invite on because we want to work with, and the Turtles want to work with certain clients or members that can follow direction, want to learn, want to change their current situation because the system has that ability to do that. They can help change their current financial situation to be very successful. And that's what, that's why, we haven't had a Turtles webinar for, I think it's been well over 6 or 8 years. This is our first webinar to introduce the system in a public setting on a little bit more of a mass marketed situation. This is probably one of our biggest events that we've had for over like almost a decade. So, so I think that answers your question. A little bit lengthy, right, John? But I think that kind of goes over a little background about the history.
Yeah. You mentioned brokerage statements, client brokerage statements documenting how they've done. Is there some statements that you can share so those in the audience can see, real results from real clients? Yeah.
Now, real quick too, I actually got something that just came across our desk, cleared our compliancy. They've redacted the information from the client, the private information. I'll be able to show that here in a second. You can just allow me the access to go to. But on the basket sizes, there's time periods during COVID where like every single basket size was making money. But depending on the basket size that you have, is going to determine the amount of opportunity and profit. Now, mostly right now, what we've seen over the last, I would say, and let me know if you guys can see my screen. Can you see my screen okay, John?
Yeah, I see kind of your desktop anyway.
Okay, and as should be, let me see here. What are you looking at right now? Should be looking at, I have a lot of screens up.
Yeah,
right
just
now.
your desktop with all your icons on it.
Oh, that's weird. Okay, let me switch over. Can you see this? Did this statement pop up here?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Let me just move some stuff around. I got a lot of screens here. Okay, perfect. So you see it's a client statement. Is that correct?
Yeah, it looks like from Dorman Trading.
Okay, perfect. So right here, everybody, just to give everybody an idea, I mean, and going back to the basket sizes and portfolios, we're really seeing some good movements and big profits in the 9, 12, and 15 and 18 market baskets. The smaller baskets are seeing some movement in some of the trades, but they're missing out on a couple of the markets that are seeing some success and profits and hitting some trends. Now, if everybody can see this, I'm just going to briefly, if some of you don't understand a futures brokerage statement here, this is going to be a third-party broker, which is Dorman. They're a clearing broker out of Chicago. They've been around since the mid-'80s. Very well known in the futures realm. They only trade futures on that side of it. Over here on the right, we have a statement date. So this is just as of a few days ago. You can see here it's August 23rd. You can see that, John, correct?
Yeah, Michael, and one of the audience members wants to know what basket size was this particular statement. Do you know?
Yeah, and I'll get there.
Okay.
Once I finish this up, I'll go over this at the end. Now, if you look here, this is also, there's going to be an introducing broker here, which is called Zytrade. They're a registered futures broker as well, and they're going to basically, their trade desk will be tied to Dorman. It allows Turtles to be able, because Dorman's a pretty big firm, it allows Turtles to be able to manage the trades effectively and be able to deal with a direct trade desk to be able to clear the trades correctly. So what happens is the Turtles are sending over the signals to Zytrade. Their trade desk is clearing it on Dorman and through an arrangement they have. And then from there, it's called a LOD, letter of direction, and the client has given the authorization to direct the Turtles trades on this platform. So this client does not do anything except for just manage and monitor the trades on a day-to-day basis. He doesn't have to execute the trades. He can just log into his account. And but Zytrade executes the trades for him on his behalf. Okay, so this client here is Ryan, and this is going to be a daily statement, not a monthly statement. So it's just a very short snippet of what's going on in the current market climate, because that's what we focus on, right? We really don't care what happened a decade ago. Really want to know what's going on over the last couple of years and what's happening in today's market climate because that's really relative, right? So if you look here, the way you read this statement, these are all open positions, so they're not closed as of last Friday, the 23rd, okay? So if you look here, these are all the trade dates when the trade was entered. The only trade here that's been the longest running trade is this Japanese yen trade from 7/31. Everything else was opened in August, so it's only been open for maybe 2 to 3 weeks. And what we're seeing here on this account statement, you're going to see long or short, whether you took a long position or a short position, what the contract description is, what market we're trading. All this other stuff is whatever exchange you're on. And then you got your price entry in, and then your price at the end of the day, because this is a daily statement, what that price closed at the end of the day and what that debit or credit was on that specific position. So since then, since the 23rd, it's been a couple of days. These positions now are either plus or minus, depending on where we're at on these on the markets. But we're short here on a few. We're doing 2 contracts on corn, or this client's doing 2 contracts on corn, 1 on wheat, feeders. You got E-mini gold. We're long mostly everything else in turtles. Here you got E-mini gold, cocoa, orange juice, Canadian dollar, S&P 500, and the Japanese yen. Total on this, with all of these profits, every single position is in profit. Down here at the bottom is the beginning daily balance. Beginning of the day when the market opened, this customer had $92,437.37 in the account at the ending balance here at the day, but he's also got this open trade equity. That's what you want to look at because that's what this total is. That's going to be $19,635.22. Now, if this client said, hey, woohoo, I'm happy, I'm going to the races, or I'm pulling out this 20 grand and I'm going to buy a new car with it, or whatever he wants to do, he could close his account at the broker. That would be his total profit that he would take in. And he would say, thanks, Turtles, thanks, FFR. I got 112 grand in my account. I'm going to the casino, whatever he wants to do. That's how you read the statement on this side of it, and you can come all the way down here. You got your margin requirements, so forth and so on, and then you can see here Dorman Trading, License Compliance Department, blah, 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 and all of their information. So this is a brokerage statement that was just sent in the other day that my compliance team had redacted and made sure it was legitimate. Okay, so yeah, so that those are some of the trends that we can see. And for those of you that are interested and want to see more of a history, we can take you back through. I mean, we have dozens of clients and testimonials over the years, but really we could take you back through what's happened since the pandemic up to date, client statements. We got history of that and show you what actual live accounts have been doing. And that's really what you want to know, right? What are actual clients doing in the market? Okay, and the turtles, for everybody, just so you understand, I mean, there's a lot of situations going on globally. I mean, you got unpredictable weather patterns happening. You got inflation. You got port and shipping lane issues that's going on. We have elections coming up. We got global wars happening. You have crop issues. If there's an enormous amount of fires or rain, that affects a lot of the commodity markets on that side, especially with the supply and demand. So there's a lot of things going on globally that turtles can capitalize on. That's going to help promote trends for the turtles to be able to pick up those movements in the market and then be able to get into the market when those trends are happening on the upside and on the downside. And so it's incredible as far as what we've seen over the years. So, all right. Do you want to, that's really, I just wanted to pop in that one statement. Do you want to go back over? Is there anything I need to do on my side for you to take back over the screen?
No, I'll take it. I'll take it from here. Can you see the client success story slide?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
All right. So do you want to go through these?
Yeah, I can. I can touch on this because these are a lot of the individuals and turtles that joined the program several years ago. This first one, actually, Chet and Linda, I worked with Chet for a very long time personally, and they've really made some big changes in their lifestyle as far as financially. He's a international FedEx pilot. He constantly is flying. They want to come up. He's got a great pension with FedEx, but he wanted to boost his retirement account and boost his savings. He jumped in. He met us many years ago, literally right before the pandemic back in 2019, and starting January of 2019, his account was just slightly over 38,000. And one thing too, John, sorry, one of your individuals wanted to know what basket size that last account statement was in, correct? Can you go back to the portfolios, please? And jump into, I want to look at the 15 and 18 market, because I believe he was trading the 15 or 18 market. So we look at the 15 market right here. That's on the right. You're not going to see cocoa because he is trading cocoa. So can you jump to the next basket size, please? The 18 market. And this is where cocoa comes into play. So for somebody that asked that question, this person did start trading the 18 market, okay, on that client account statement that I showed. Okay. I just didn't want to miss that. But and just so you know, the portfolios real quick before I jump into Chet's story, those portfolios are suggestions only. We have a lot of clients that come in that start with the 6 market basket, but they love trading gold. They've traded gold. They've followed it for many years, and they just introduce gold in their portfolio basket on the 6 market. I've had some clients over the years come in with 35,000, but they want to start a little bit more conservatively. And so what they do is they start trading the 6 market basket, even though they're positioned financially to be able to trade the 9 market basket. So the basket sizes really are there from the Turtles research and what they have seen proven to be very successful. But clients do have that option to be able to, especially when you're self-trading, wherever you're self-trading at, whether it's Charlie Schwab or your TradeStation account or Robinhood, you can pick and choose some of those baskets. We have a more recent client that doesn't trade animal products, so he's chosen to do auto trading or broker assisted trading and through one of the third-party brokers, and he's just indicated to that broker to exclude any animal products. So that's your choice, okay? But going back to Chet, he's had a great story over the years. He flies all over the place, so he doesn't really have time to trade. They want to increase their financial situation, and they have. They went from 38,000. I mean, their accounts are well over 500,000 since COVID, since the pandemic. And Chet's opened up an IRA account as well that he funded last year. And he's made over 130% since June of last year to June of this year in 12 months just on his IRA. It's been life-changing for him and his wife, Linda. If we move on to the next success story, this is another Turtle member of ours and somebody that you know very closely, John, because you worked with him prior to moving into the marketing position with FFR. But James was lost. Do you want to tell that story, or do you want me to tell that story?
Yeah, no, I know you had given me the task several years ago. Captain Jay was actually a long-term client who, he's a merchant marine. He's a captain of one of these merchant marine ships, travels around the world. He's gone for months at a time out to sea and really can't get a hold of him. He can't communicate very well with them. And we hadn't heard from him. His subscription was up, and we were trying to contact him to renew his subscription, and he had just checked out. And about a year after, so we let his subscription run an additional year free of charge, basically, and didn't shut it off until we could get a hold of him. I finally got a hold of him, And he said, he apologized. He said, I'm sorry, I checked out. He said, I saw a few losses. I went out to sea. I buried my head in the sand. And he said, I know I lost all my money, but, I'd like to maybe start again. And I, went through he didn't even know where his accounts were. I had to help him recover his accounts. And turned out we had left Turtles running, and he had started at that time with maybe $75,000. And I said, well, you actually have about $225,000 here. And he was just shocked. He thought he had lost all his money. So of course he immediately renewed for another 2 years, and he restarted him back in October of 2020 with about $137,000 is what he restarted with. And like it says here, within 15 months, he had over $522,000. An incredible story. He ended up getting laid off after COVID, wasn't sure about his retirement, and now when I keep in communication through email with him, we're talking about his $1 million goal here. So it's another great story. It's just absolutely changed. The Turtles really have changed through FFR, his financial life as well.
Yeah, you're correct on that. That was amazing. And then we have a couple others. I mean, we can go through, dozens of these, but Robert, made in the last 4 months, he's went from 24, he's made a profit of over 24 grand, starting with one of the smaller baskets. He started with 25 grand. His account's up over close to about 50 grand now. You can go to the next one. We got William Striegel. He was a retired he's a practicing physician at the time. I believe he's retired now, but huge success story with him. We got dozens of testimonials like this of individuals who decided to sign up and be part of the Turtles project, so to speak, and become a Turtles member. And it's just been life-changing for a lot of these individuals. We are looking for 14 new Turtles. We're ready. Turtles is, ready to kind of help some individuals out there right now that are looking for diversification in a non-correlated fashion. Maybe some of you are individuals who understand the futures market. A lot of our clients are more options-based, stock-based. They don't really understand futures, and they just have their account set up through a third-party broker. And it's a great, great way to add value and some level of diversification in a non-correlated factor with their options and stock accounts. But, with Turtles, this is a full workshop. It's the education is there. If you want it, it's hands-on. You get the full complete video workshop course and program. You get access to comprehensive details to learn the rules and methodology. It's extensive, as far as what you get here. They're managing and monitoring over 40 different commodity markets, like Jeff had mentioned earlier. Like I said, you got access to third-party registered brokers. There's a lot of them out there that already have been receiving the signals for 2 decades. R.J. O'Brien, one of the biggest and largest futures brokers, they've been trading the Turtles method for over 2 decades. It's 20 years of trading clientele and trading the system. And then with FFR, with my company and what we do and my team, I think John showcased who my team members are. I got 15 people nationwide that work with us here at FFR that we're very hands-on. We're all traders ourselves. We all understand trading. We follow all the systems. We're here to help our clients grow their accounts. We're here to help you find some opportunity. My company is a due diligence firm. We do go back and look at all the ins and outs of these types of programs, and we do a lot of heavy lifting that you, the retail investor, you just don't have time to do. Your point of reference is Google, unfortunately, and Google is a vast amount of information where you end up going down hundreds of different rabbit holes and trying to find something that's successful and something that's real. And that's my job. That's our job here at FFR. We do a lot of background checks. Turtles and Russell, when we first launched, I asked them for all the TradeStation files. We've gone through, we looked at the history. There's personal account statements. We go back through and look at all the risk management rules, everything in place. those are things that the traders that we work with provide to us, and we kind of go through a checks and balancing system to make sure it's viable, that they don't overtrade. They have proper risk management rules in place to be able to help protect the clientele that's looking for these types of systems. So, so this is an incredible opportunity. John, you want to go to the next slide? So really what we're looking for is individuals that want to partner with Turtles and a strategy that they can get behind to see some of the success that we've shown you and change your life. We're looking for life-changing stories here. We are looking for 14 new members, and those 14 members, we would like for you to provide your Turtle story so we can share that like we did with William Striegel, Chet, Robert, Burke, and I could show you many others. But we want you to send in your brokerage account statements. That's what they do every single month. We monitor their success. Sometimes we'll have clients on the quarterly meetings, or even sometimes monthly, we'll have them call us up and say, hey, I got a massive amount of money in a specific market. Should I close it early? And those are things that we talk it out if we need to get them over to the Turtles team, or we figure that out. But most of the time it's like, hey, let's stay the course. There's not much volatility, and you want to stay the course. And those are things that we kind of just talk it out with them and help them out as much as possible. But we're here as your support system. We're the Turtles Trading Support Office. We want you to give us a testimonial, and obviously client referrals are great. A lot of our business is based on current clients referring other individuals, friends, family, and so forth and so on, and business associates. So it helps us grow our business and help you. Now, because of the success of the Turtles and how much work and everything they've put into their program and what you get and access to, they'll tell you primarily that everything that they teach and put in their videos and their manual, that's actually worth its weight in palladium, right? I'm not even going to say gold, but that's worth everything. The signals are the bonus part of it, right? But really the signals is where you're making the money, okay? They do charge a corporate lease of 20 grand right off the bat. They know what they're worth. The Turtles have created literally millionaires over their lifetime of individuals following their systems, and they've changed people's lives. Their typical lease runs a year, and we like to see people that sign up really look for more than a year, because you're going to be able to go through the ebb and the flow of the market and the ups and the downs, and be able to trade through the bad times to see the good times, right? So because we're going to see some losses, and we're going to see some drawdown. We are willing to give for the 14 people that raise your hand and call in and contact us. Those 14 people are going to receive some significant discounts. You're not going to even come close to paying the 20 grand on the institutional level pricing. Okay, it's going to be a lot less than that. We're going to give you some great discounts on that side of it, because we're looking for your story. We want people that are serious, that want to change their lives financially, and they need some help. Okay, and if you're serious and you really want to make that change, the Turtles can help you do that. All right, this system can help you do that, and it's been proven. So the 14 people that call in, raise their hand and call in, we're going to automatically give you a lifetime membership to Turtles. Turtles have already agreed to that for the 14. Anybody else that calls in after the 14, if we fill up, and I'm pretty sure we're going to fill up, I'm pretty confident we're going to get our 14 fairly quickly here. But we do need to ask you a few questions for those that want to raise their hand and call in and give us, find out if what the deal is. But there is going to be a few questions that my team members will ask you to make sure it's a good fit. It's got to be a good fit. You're looking for a great strategy. You're looking for something that's real and successful. We're also looking for great clients to join the system and the team so we can follow your success. All right. You want to go to the next slide, John? So it's pretty quick. I mean, we're pretty hands-on here. We're very unique in what we do. Customer service is one of our #1 priorities. Success and your retention as a client is 2 main goals that we have here. But, you know, we're pretty thorough as far as working with our clients. I think that's a lot of our clients will say that they love working with us because we're pretty attentive. But onboarding with paperwork, we'll get you over to Turtles. You start getting your brokerage account set up. We can help you through that whole process. We'll do a 1-week follow-up to make sure you got all your education. You're starting to get your brokerage account set up. We do a 1-month follow-up, and there we start tracking your success. You start sending in your account statements, and then we start working very closely with you and tracking your success throughout your journey, okay? If you want our contact number, I think that's on the next slide, right, John? So, you know, we've been partnered with the Turtles team for a very long time. It's one of the longest running strategies that we have here. I've seen it, you know, during certain time periods be a huge money-making machine. So here's the number, FFR Trading. You got our toll-free for international. Call the 737-292-4425 number. Shoot us an email. We are going to be sending out, for those of you that call in, we're not going to arbitrarily going to be emailing out the webinar. So those of you that call in or email us, we'll get to you, we'll follow up with you, we'll send you a copy of the webinar, but this is not going to be something that we're going to be blanketly sending out because we're not trying to mass market Turtles right now, okay? We're just looking for 14. For those of you that call in and say you're the 15th person, right? We'll still work with you. We have a couple of 1- and 2-year options, and we'll still give you some nice discounts off that 20 grand, but it's worth every penny of it. You know, there's a lot of people out there that say, hey, listen, I'm only looking for, you know, a cheaper priced program. Well, a lot of those cheaper priced programs that I've seen and I've done due diligence on, and it's gone through my process, I've seen them lose a lot of money. I had literally a client about a month ago call me up after about 6 months and didn't move forward 6 months ago with this, called me back up and said, hey, listen, I just went out and spent about 12 grand on these cheap programs, spending $997 one for a month, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 for a year, and I've lost 40 grand. But I still have 50 grand in my IRA. Can you help me? So we hear stories like that all the time. It happens. So, you know, what we offer here is more expensive, but it's worth every penny. The value is there. All the effort and everything that the Turtles and my company puts in place, it's there, okay? So that's really it, John. So that's really what I have today. Thank you very much for everybody being on the webinar. Give us a call. Let us help you out. John, do you have anything else that you want to add in?
Yeah, you know, guys, these stories, they're just a few examples, right, of how the Turtles Commodities program has made a real difference in the lives of our clients. It's not just about the returns. It's the confidence and peace of mind that comes with having a robust, well-tested strategy guiding your trades. Well, I guess we can wrap up here. So thanks, everybody, for attending today's webinar. I hope you've gained some valuable insights into the Turtles Commodities program, how it can help you achieve your trading goals. A big thank you to Jeff Davis, the program manager over at Turtles, for sharing his expertise with us today. Thank you for Michael stopping by, showing us some client statements and some of these reviews from our clients here. So guys, call in, take advantage of this. Again, we do have to ask you a few questions. We do have to make sure it's a good fit for you. It's not for everybody. So we do our due diligence on that end as well. So that's the 800-883-0524. You can use the email if you wish, support@ffrtrading.com, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. If you have any further questions or you do want to take advantage of this special offer, please don't hesitate to reach out. Just ask questions. You know, we'll go through statements with you, whatever you need. Okay, we're here with you every step of the way. All right, thanks again for joining us, and happy trading, everybody. Take care, and we'll see you back in the next webinar.
All right, thanks. Hey, look out for NVIDIA, everybody, right? I think they have earnings coming out. Right, John?
They did. I've been watching the market here. My wife has a position in it, so I'm going to hear it after I leave here.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Take care.
Everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.